Hi, good morning and welcome. My name is Faith and I'm your host today. Thank you for joining us for our virtual coffee chats, improving your cyber resilience through advanced attack simulation exercises. As you're aware, this year, MAS released a set of new TRM guidelines that are crucial for your organization to comply with to stay protected against technology risk. By implementing these proactive risk management measures and developing incident response capabilities and actionable crisis communication strategies, your organizations will be in a better position to address the TRM positioned. Today, we'll be helping you to interpret and navigate these requirements with enhanced cyber resilience as the outcome. A few quick notes before we begin. At the bottom of your screen, you will see a few widgets that you can interact with to get the most out of this session. For example, ask question. You can ask a question by typing it during the Q&A session, and we will address it as many as possible along the way. Or if you like, you can unmute yourself during the Q&A session to ask verbally. And we also have related content for you. You can download the two materials, Quantifiable Security Matrix for Defense Ops, and the 2020 TrustWave Global Security Report for your reading. And the last one is a survey. You can complete the survey form to help us understand your needs better. So, due to COVID-19 pandemic, we will not be able to do a face-to-face session. Hence, we have curated a virtual coffee chat session, which I'm sure you have received the drinks and snack box this morning, if you have opted for it. Please feel free to enjoy while listening to our sharing. Lastly, today's presentation will be recorded, so do reach out to us if you should need the slide deck after the session too. Before we dive into the event proper, I would like to introduce the speaker for the day. We have Syed Atabaki, Director of Spider Labs Asia. Syed is a cyber attack specialist who helps organizations improve their security posture by simulating advanced persistent threat groups and building internal red team capabilities. He has extensive experience in directing advanced stealth operations and combating defenses in a highly secure environment. Before joining TrustWave, he has successfully built and operationalized a leading financial institution's red team and conducted various red team exercises in the Southeast Asia region. Syed has also presented in various international conferences, holds a Bachelor of Science in Information System Security, and has obtained several valuable industry certifications. So without further ado, let's get started. Syed, over to you.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thanks, Faith, for the very detailed introduction of me. Okay, so today's topic is about enhancing cyber resilience through technology risk management. And I'm going to go through the the updates of the MES TRM, and then we will talk about what we can do to comply with those newest updates that TRM have. Here is the agenda of today's talk. I will be starting with a quick introduction about who is Spider Labs, what we're doing. Then I will go through the key updates of MES TRM. Then we will jump to some comparison between the MES TRM 2013 versus the MES TRM 2021. And then a little bit talking about the adversarial program, adversarial resilience program that we will, we are providing. Okay, so a little bit about me. My name is Syed Atabaki. I'm Director of Spider Labs Asia. And I got into the journey of cybersecurity from age of 9 by hacking my friends and relatives' websites and computers. Got into cyber, started the career from age of 17 by joining a service provider as a security consultant. And then today, I'm leading the Spider Labs Asia. I do have various certification in different areas of cybersecurity field, from management, from offensive security, defensive and architecture, and design and solutioning. A little bit about Spider Labs. Okay, so Spider Labs is TrustWave Spider Labs is a CREST international certified company. We are globally recognized in providing red and purple team services. We do have a number of CREST certified attack simulation specialists in the team, especially in the Asia team. And in APJ, we are quite strong. We provide advanced red teaming and purple team services to multiple industries. In terms of the geographic locations of our team, we are based in multiple countries. As you can see, in Asia, we are in Singapore, Philippines, and Australia. We do have consultants based in UK and Poland, and also, of course, United States, Canada, and Latin America. What is special about TrustWave Spider Labs? Okay, we do have a few key differentiators in terms of people, process, and technology. In terms of people, we are a team of 250 consultants around the world. Every consultant, every tester is highly qualified, in terms of CREST and offensive security. We have done various research in different areas of the cybersecurity field. As example, the last research that the last funding was the Golden Spy, which our threat hunting team discovered. In terms of the process, we do have a strict global quality control process in place. Means that the report that we create, it have to go to multiple stages of quality assurance and quality control before it reaches your hand. And also, we do have independent service review team. Means that if there's any complaint from you, from the clients to any consultant, there is an independent team that will review that and then follow up with the issue. And lastly, in terms of process, we do have a fully documented penetration testing methodology. Means that every tester will have to follow same methodology. We have to make sure that the standards of the reporting, the standards of the test are in the maximum possible. And I am hearing some background noises. I appreciate if you can mute. In terms of technology, we do have an innovative platform, which we call it TrustWave Fusion platform. This platform enables our clients to basically schedule any test through that software and through that application, and then the tester will be assigned to the test, and then addition to that, you can see a graph and visualization to understand, how good is your, security posture in terms of the vulnerability that we discover from your entire pen tests. And all the reports are in a single portal. You can download all the reports from there. And that's basically the good thing about the Fusion platform. There is no emailing back and forth to schedule a test. No need to do any of this. No need to have reports sent to you by email. Everything is through that portal. That's the good thing that we have. Also, one more addition thing in terms of technology is the remote delivery capability that we are having. Basically, if you want to engage us to do an internal network penetration testing or any kind of network penetration testing, we do have a single-click software that you can actually implement in your system that will enable us to remotely log in, to remotely access to the software, and then do a remote internal penetration testing without without any travel and travel expense costs. And in terms of CREST, CREST Star Certified, we are CREST Star Certified. There are about 8 companies around the world that they can actually provide advanced red team services. And we are one of them. As you can see, you can go to the link below, which is the CREST approved website, and then you will see the screenshot that I put on the left side. Basically, TrustWave is one of them. In terms of professional services, okay, here is our service charts, basically. So we categorize all our services into 4 pillars. In terms of adversarial simulation, we do have penetration testing and red team operation and continuous red team operation. Later on, we'll talk about it. Pen test, we do any kind of network pen test, the mobile application, OT or IoT. And in terms of adversarial detection, we have a threat hunting team and DFIR team, digital forensic team, that they can help you if there is any incidents happens in your infrastructure. Yeah, in terms of adversarial resilience, we do have a purple team operation, and we have Active Directory resilience assessment, which later on I'm going to go through it. And lastly, the training that we offer, we have a cyber range and red team operator training as well. That we do have a facility in the Cybersecurity Institute that that we would invite our clients there, and then we can conduct actual training in that site. Basically, this was an overview of all the services that we are having at the moment. Okay, let's go through the key updates of TRM guideline. As you know, as you're aware, okay, the MAS TRM, MAS released a new TRM guidelines, a few months ago. So these updates includes various, new additions in terms of, board and senior management engagements, management of third parties, and system and software development monitoring. In addition to, compared to the 2013 edition. So summary of all this change would be this, okay. Later I'll go through the one-to-one comparison between 2 guidelines, but just showing you the summary of the new changes, talking about the new guideline, talking about stabilization robust technology in terms of risk governance and oversight, talking about effective cyber resilience, and talking about secure software and software development methodology. It has addition of adversarial attack simulation exercise, which we didn't have it before. And then the management of cyber risk posed by the emerging technologies such as IoT. Basically, these are the focus, the main focus of the MAS TRM 2021 edition. If you want to compare this, the 2 TRMs, 2013 and 2021, and see that what are the differences. I have done it before, so here is it. The rules and responsibilities for board of director and senior management has been expanded a lot in 2021 edition. 2000 edition only talks about being involved in key IT decisions, having a general oversight of technology risk for the FI, and then there were a little bit of few list of responsibilities that that the board of director and senior management have to follow in the 2013 edition. When we come to the 2021 edition, these things expanded a lot. So the board of directors, senior management should ensure that senior managers appointed have a proper oversight to manage technology and cyber risk. This wasn't there in 2013 edition. That also includes that the board of directors to approve the risk appetites and risk tolerance statements. It wasn't there. It means that the board of directors was not actually engaged in the in the risk appetite of cybersecurity. But 2021 edition, we have it. The board of directors also and senior management also have to ensure that key IT decisions are made in accordance to the FI risk appetite. Basically, these are the main key differences in terms of rules and responsibilities between 2013 and 2021 edition, which we didn't have in 2013. If we want to go further, okay, so about this a little bit, there were a lot of problems before, issues that the FI usually have, such as conflicts between the senior management and the board of directors. And I think that the 2021 editions is trying to solve those issues, the conflicts that the 2013 edition introduced, but we will have it better in the 2021 edition. In terms of managing the third-party vendors, okay, so basically this is very interesting because 2013 edition we only had a simple guideline that FI have to be careful in selecting their vendors, and they should have a simple screening process before engaging vendors and contractors. So this was a 2013 edition. In 2021, MAS is talking about the guidelines. It's talking about having a standard and procedure for vendor evaluation. Means that we should have the FI should have a proper standard and procedure, including the vendor backgrounds, the vetting, the detailed analysis of the vendor software quality, and security practices that the vendor is following, and then based on those information, evaluate the vendor and then onboard them if they are qualified. Yes, so that's about it. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, one more thing about financial institutions. So FI usually have API interface that the vendors can access to that API interface to fetch information or submit informations. Okay, so that API information, that API channel has been actually specifically mentioned in the MAS TRM that the FI have to have a proper vetting process for third parties to access that API channel. So these are the two main things in terms of managing the third-party risk that we did not have in 2013 edition, which we are having in 2021. Another key updates of the MAS TRM in terms of monitoring, testing, and reporting is having a proper incident response plan and process to collect cyber-related information. If you want to look into the 2013 edition, MAS TRM only talks about having a general incident management plan. That's all it was talking about. It was a little bit note about having simulation of actual attacks, but not really enforcing. But in 2021 edition, having a process to collect, process and analyze cyber-related information is a must. So that's something that is mentioned in the 2021 edition. Having other process to detect and respond to misinformation related to the FI that are propagated by internet means that the social media channels that is talking about the financial institutions to know that what people are talking and then what are the news related to FI. So these are something that that MAS TRM 2021 edition is talking about. Of course, having a SOC, I think that most of you in the channel have already having a SOC in your organization. But 2021 edition is actually specifically mentioned that having a SOC is a must, or you need to outsource your SOC and basically what we call it managed security services to a third party to monitor and analyze cybersecurity events. 2013 didn't have any of this. Two more things I would say that the 2021 edition have, and in the new edition, is having a cyber incident response and management plan. So I know that many FIs having it for a few years, but basically 2021 is enforcing all the FIs to have such a plan to make sure that they know what to do when the cyber incident is happening. And the last one is establishing the vulnerability discovery process. To identify the security configuration, open network ports, and then the penetration testing that that have to regularly or frequently conduct. So this was all the key updates related to monitoring, testing, and reporting for 2013 versus 2021 edition. The last one is introduction of cyber attack simulation exercises. So in 2013 edition, there were only a general comment that simulation of actual attacks could be carried out, but it not actually mentioned that what are those attacks and how they need to be carried out. In 2021 edition, we do have a more detailed approach in having a regular, scenario-based cyber exercise to evaluate, the cyber readiness of the organization in terms of response and the recovery plan. It talks about adversarial attack by the red team and also talks about the comprehensive remediation process that have to be followed after any red team engagements. So what I just shared with you so far, it was a detailed comparison between the 2013 and to 2020 and then 2021 edition of MAS guideline. So in next part of the presentation, I will be talking about what we can do to help you to help organization to enhance their detection and response capabilities. Okay, so for that we have created a program that we call it Trust-Free Adversarial Resilience Program. This program consists of multiple exercises. Okay, it is a multi-year program, and it consists of multiple exercises, which comes from red team, which includes red teaming, purple teaming, spear phishing attack, and security metrics. So in the next slides, in the next part of the presentation, I will be focusing on each of these. I will share what are the differences that we do in terms of conducting these exercises. And lastly, I will talk about this security metrics that we are introducing to have more oversight and more control over the red team and purple team exercises. So in terms of red team exercise, okay, here is the methodology that we are following. Basically, it's quite different from any other methodology that other companies or other vendors are following, because we do have two new phases in the red team methodology that others do not have. So basically, typically red team exercises start with meeting the executive control group, which we will discuss with the financial institution that what we need to do and what are the proposed scenarios by them, and then we go and then have some engineering to come up with the threat scenarios based on the threat modeling that we have done. Then we execute the job, basically the attack execution, which is going to take some multiple weeks, and then mapping and analysis, and then red and blue collaboration is two new phases that we added into the stage of our red team. It means that during this stage, we will come up with a one-to-one comparison of the red and blue team attacks, and then we will check which one has been detected, which one has not been detected. And the red and blue collaboration is a time that we will share all our attack replications to the blue team, and then we want them to validate those and come up with the feedback that how we can come up with the feedback that what are the attacks that has been successful or not, and then we will also feedback them that what are the proper mitigations that they have to do in terms of enhancing the organization readiness to protect against cyber attacks. And then lastly, we will have a project debriefing, which is we will do a final presentation to the senior management and then to the technical people as well. So this is all about the red team methodology that we're having, which we having two new states. Here is an example threat scenario of the kind of red team attack simulation that we do. Okay, in terms of the we can start from two different areas. If we want to start from the web attacks, so we typically do open source threat intelligence, looking to LinkedIn, Twitter, GitHub of the users, trying to abuse infrastructure services like AWS and Azure, and then gain access to the cloud applications and then cloud services, try to enumerate the usernames or email profiling, and from there, after we gain some credentials from this stage, we will use it on the direct attacks to gain access to the applications via authenticated access. And then from there, we move on to do a lateral movement. And then at the end, we will have objectives. Let's say that for FI, the proposed objectives are usually the significant data breach or ATM jackpotting or unauthorized fund transfer, or lastly, the compromising payment card system. This is one way. And the second way is we will start via spear phishing, and then we gain access to the phishing to the victim machine, do a lateral movement, gain access to other critical system, and then end of the day we will achieve the same objectives that we could achieve via a different technique. So this is an example threat scenario that we do. And in terms of purple team exercises, here's our methodology. It's quite different from the other service providers, because we will test each category of the TTPs dedicatedly over 1 week, and then we come up with a project debriefing. Means that we will conduct a briefing session with the executive control group, then we execute the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and each of these weeks is actually one particular category of the TTPs. Basically, let's say week 1 we will execute initial access and execution TTPs. After that, we will go to the persistent and privilege escalation TTPs, then credential access and lateral movement TTP, and then command and control exfiltration TTP, and then we will have a presentation. So each of the weeks, the TTPs will execute it, in the first day of the week in the morning, and the following days of the week we will, we will have a collaborative, discussion with the blue team of the organization to know that which of those TTPs has been detected, which of them has not been detected, and we will also take into the to the account the time that we are executing the TTPs and the time that the TTPs has been actually detected. And we come up with a lot of measurements based on that later I will share with you. So we will dedicatedly execute TTPs over 4 weeks of time, and then come up with the final presentation. So this is the overall methodology. And here is a more detail of that. Let's say that in week 1 we will execute phishing via attachment, phishing via link, phishing via service. These are the sample TTPs of 10, let's say 10 TTPs that we will execute in week 1, and then we will also follow up each TTP in the same week to make sure that they have been detected by organization, and if they are not been detected, we want to know why they are not been detected. During that process, we typically ask the FI blue team to open up the consoles, to log into the products that they have, log into the EDRs, log into the SIEM, log into firewalls and IPSs and web gateways and any other system that they might have, and then we will check the configuration of that device without changing it, but we will check why that certain TTP that we executed has not been detected. Basically, it's a very collaborative and beneficial exercise for organizations. And okay, so the security matrix is something new that we have. I don't think that anybody else have such a thing, but let me introduce it to you. Right? Okay, so traditional versus modern approach of red team and purple team exercises. So in the traditional red team that we have, that people do basically, they will execute the attack, and then they will come with a report. The report contains of the attacks that has been executed and which of them has been successful. But they do not map the attacks to each TTP and mention that that particular TTP has been successfully executed. So these are the things that the traditional method doesn't have it. But in a modern approach that we are having it, we will provide such a table that consists of all the MITRE attack framework at TTPs, and we will mention that the initial recon we executed a spear phishing attachment, which was successful, but the spear phishing link, which was a failed attack. So we will have such a table. Let's say from execution point of view, we will mention that the LSAS driver or signed proxy execution was successful, while PowerShell was blocked, was prevented by the solution. So we will have such a table in our report. And how are we going to use it to map to the products, right? So all this. So on the left side, we have all the network controls, like the typical network controls. Let's say that there are anti-spam, sandbox, IPS, and firewall. And on the right side, we do have all the host, I would say the end user or endpoint controls. Those are mostly the next generation antivirus, endpoint detection response, hospice IPS, device control, application control. So what we do in our red team exercise is to map these to the MITRE table the attack versus the failure TTPs that I just showed in the previous slide. So here's how it's going to look like. So that table shows that in terms of initial recon, the spear phishing attachment was successful, and we will come up with the conclusion that, okay, the products that have to detect such an attack are anti-spam and sandbox. So basically, we will map the TTPs to the products, and then we will show to the client that, okay, these are the products that you're having, and probably you need to check this configuration of the devices, or you have to replace them with a better quality product. If there is no, no way to basically enhance the same product quality. So let's say that we will have antivirus or next generation antivirus that is responsible to detect the attacks from execution, previous escalation, and defense evasion. And if that next generation antivirus is not capable to detect such an attack, then the recommendation could be to replace it with a better one. And same as the EDR, same as the host-based IPS. So basically, it gives an overall, understanding of the current solution that you have, and then knows that which one has a weakness or which one have to be replaced by mapping the attack to the products. And one more thing that we do have in our red and blue team exercises, the new thing that we have is defining qualifier metrics. Basically, we will measure the security effectiveness of the organization after each exercise. How we do it? Here on the right side, you see the screenshot that we will provide as part of the report. This screenshot shows, here's a bigger version of that. The screenshot shows that what are the number of the TTP that we executed for that particular during that red or purple team exercise, and how many of them has been detected. So this is the important thing that we do. Let's say that in terms of process injection, we executed 6 TTPs, and you can see that the last one, the number 6 was detected. Basically, out of 6, only 1 detection happened. The same kind of TTP, okay? Let's say that talking about bypassing user account control. So we executed 1 TTP, and the only 1 TTP that we executed was detected. So we will provide such a table in the report, and in addition to that, we will provide 2 numbers that I call them golden numbers. Those golden numbers are very important to any organization, and those are mean time to detect and mean time to response, which is very important for any organization. So basically, by measuring the average of the detects and the attacks of the chart that you see, we will come up with the mean time to detect. And the same thing by measuring the average of the responses of the detection. So we will come up with the mean time response time, basically, right? So in this case, we will see that the mean time to detect of this particular organization after a red team exercise is 27 days, 15 hours, and 26 minutes. So that's how we accurately calculate the mean time to detect of organization, and same as the mean time response. So why this is important? Okay, in the next slide. It's important because if we want to conduct multiple red team exercises, if we will know that how we want to compare them, over a period of 6 months, over a period of 5 years, let's say. Okay, so this is important because we will know that in the Q1 we executed a red team exercise. The mean time to detect was, let's say, 27 days, and then after 1 quarter, the mean time to detect increased because the blue team basically was not doing well. But by following the recommendation, by practicing to do better, the mean time to detect reduced significantly. So you can see that in Q3, the mean time to detect has become 17 days. And then after multiple red team exercise, it's getting closer to 12 hours, same as mean time response. So this is important because basically as a CISO, as a senior manager of an organization, if you want to actually know how well your organization is going, this is what you should have to manage your budget, to manage your roadmap, to know what to invest, what not to invest, and to have a basically proper plan for the next few years of the security department. Okay, so there are takeaways of the red team and purple team exercises. Let's say that a few of them I mentioned here. So visibility in your attack surface is one of the important things. How effective is a blue team or IR team is another benefits of the red team exercises. Identify vulnerability in the process, people, and technology. Identify the bottleneck in the incident response process. So this is one of the main things that I think that everybody should look for, because there are lengthy incident response processes in the organization that that makes the response to be far lengthier than how it should be. And then two last things is how good is the organizational overall posture. So you will know that how good is it in compared to other financial institutions, and then how good is the organization in terms of responding to threat and attacks. So this is the typical. I would say the typical benefits of a red team exercise. But having the adversary resilience program that I just introduced to you, you will have you will have the measurements basically of the time to detect response and remediate over a period of time. It basically is not anymore one single. You will have overview of multiple red team exercises, and you will know red team and basically purple team exercises, and you will know that how good your blue team is doing. And knowing the progressive and comparable outcome of a series of defense activities. Basically, the current problem with any red team and purple team exercises is it's not comparable. So that's why we are introducing such a security metrics to make a red team and purple team exercises comparable from 1 year to next year, or from one quarter to next quarter. That's a way basically that you can actually know how good you're doing. Otherwise, there's no point to otherwise the red team exercise is gonna be like a pen test that we just conduct and to find out the vulnerabilities and fix them, and next day there will be a new vulnerability. But there is no measurement of how well the blue team is doing. Right. So these are the main post-assessment takeaways. And I think I went quite fast because I have many slides. And lastly, what is this current offering that we have in terms of trust with adversary resilience program? So basically, we bundle up multiple red team, purple team, and phishing services plus the security metrics for multiple years. So we do have a 1-year program that consists of 1 red team services, 1 purple teaming, and 2 times of the spear phishing services, and all of them will have the security metrics that I showed you. So basically 1 red team, 1 purple team, and then 2 phishing services, all of them will have the security metrics, and it will show you that how well you have your organization did over a period of time. We do have a 3 years program that consists of 3 red team services, 3 purple team services, 6 phishing, and then there is 1 bonus exercise that we consider it free, and then there is security metrics. And at the end, we have a 5-year program as well. So the 5-year program is the most comprehensive one because it has 2 bonus exercises, which is like 2 free red or purple team exercise. Basically, it includes, and then 5 red team exercise, 5 purple team exercise, and 10 phishing services. And all of them will have the security metrics that I showed you in the previous slides. So here my slides ends, but I would like to hear from you if there is any comments, any feedback about the plans, the adversary resilience program, about any question about the AMAS CRM 2021 or the comparison between those. So please ask, and then I'll be very happy to respond.
Yes, you can actually type in the Q&A box, or alternatively, we welcome you to come off mute to ask. We are nearing the end of our session, so please remember to complete this survey and download the 2 materials that I mentioned earlier. There seem to be no questions at this point of time. Syed, do you have any closing thoughts before we conclude?
The closing thought would be, I would say that, okay, the security metrics is a very important thing for any organization. And please please request your vendor to provide you such a, metrics that help you to actually know how well is, how well your blue team is doing. So that's very important, because otherwise the red team or purple team exercises or any kind of adversarial simulation exercises will be like a vulnerability assessment that just tells you what are the current vulnerability at that point in time, and then you're going to fix it, and that's it. But having the proper security metrics will actually help you to, to know that how fast you're responding to threats, how fast you're remediating the threats, and then you can work and optimize your process to basically, increase the organizational readiness, and also to enhance the, detection response capability of the organization. So that's probably the my last thing that I want to say, I want to share here. And if there's any question in the future about any of these things that I share in the slide, please reach out to us. We'll be very happy to help out, and then I'll be happy also to jump in the call to discuss it more.
Yep. Thank you, Syed. Yeah, so for any questions that you're not able to, get it addressed during this session, please get in touch with our sales personnel. We'll definitely be able to get one of our security experts to follow up with you. All right, so thank you for joining our session. We hope you have enjoyed as much as we do. So let's stay in touch and stay safe, everyone. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.